Hello everybody, this is John Evans and you're watching another episode of Mid-Mod Money, the show that teaches you how to buy and sell vintage items for a profit. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Just a reminder to subscribe to this program and you will be eligible for next week's free vintage giveaway. Once a month, first Monday of the month, we always give away something vintage for free. So I thought, it's Christmas, a couple days after Christmas, what could I do to give back? What could I do as a gift to you, the Mid-Mod Money viewer / subscriber? And I thought, I've been threatening to do a shell art episode for nigh on 50 weeks, and I think today's that day. I've been acquiring some shell art. I think it's an underrated aspect of collecting. So without further ado, I think we're going to get into a shell art episode. Just a quick rundown of what's out there. What can you... Well, let's start with this. I bought a big Ziploc bag of shell art. And this is just two little mice. You see them? They've been glued into a shell. It's just a little tiny piece of shell art that is weird. So I bought a whole bag of this stuff for like $2.99, $3.99. And these are the three things that I pulled out of this. This is rudimentary. It gets so much more interesting than this, but this is just a turtle who is wearing a straw hat and glasses. Even his tail is a single shell. Again, just real simple. This was, like I said, in a Ziploc bag, these three items, including this frog this is just folk art, someone being creative with shells. They have an interest in shells. These things are not valuable. They're, $5, $6 a piece, maybe. This is basement, bottom level shell art. It's not, nothing special at all. But okay, now you get into where it gets slightly elevated. So I found this. I think this was $1.99. This, what is that? It's a bird. And, yeah, pelican, I guess. And these are little bits of shells on a shell. The only thing that's not a shell is the perch that the bird sits on. So someone has taken all the elements and turned it into an attractive little... This is probably worth 10, 12 bucks. Again, nothing special. Not yet. Don't give up, though, all you shell art aficionados. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're getting into a slightly more elevated area of shell art. This is a functional, this is folk art. This is someone has made a little mold and put two shells. They found this little swordfish somewhere. And this is, a place to put your keys. You can make this an ashtray. Well, what? I don't even remember what I paid for this. Probably not more than $3, but it's probably worth, again, 15 to 20. So because it's not chipped, it's not broken, so it's worth, 15, 20 bucks. Someone would buy this just to have a weird vintage piece of shell art. Now, here we get into the whimsical area of shell art that I love. I paid $1 for this. Look. Coming at you. Look at this guy. It's an aeroplane with a starfish propeller, googly eyes, wheels. Look at this. This was $1. So now we're talking, again, in the 15 to 20 range. That's what something like this would bring because it's so weird. Now, you have to make sure it's not broken. Always make sure it's not chipped, broken, because this is where some of this stuff gets a little bit more valuable. Of course, the owl will be represented in any shell art conversation. You're always going to find owls. This was like, again, $2. No more than $2. His whole body's a shell. His eyes are a shell. This is around 20 bucks. None of this stuff gets tremendously valuable, but if it's intact, and, this could bring probably closer to 20 since it's an owl. That's one of two shell art owls that I found. Look at this. This was from the Goodwill, $2.99. Yeah, I'm buying this. well executed. Like he's kind of cross-eyed. There's no shells missing, nothing out of place. They did this for hours. You can't tell me this isn't worth more than, you know, 20 bucks, $25. This is a really odd, unique, probably 80s, 70s, 80s piece. It's got the green felt, which is usually an indicator of the 70s, but hard to say. Cool piece of shell art for $3. Now, we're getting into the whimsical, and this is one of the most whimsical pieces of shell art I have ever seen. Now this is looks like a cat. Again, you can see the googly eyes, but the wheels are shells. He's on a shell. His backpack is a shell. Everything about this is glorious. This was $3 at the Goodwill in Oakland, Maryland here. And it's just incredible. I think this is probably, again, 20, 25 bucks. None of this shell art gets incredibly valuable. The most valuable thing you can find with shells is one of those hanging plant holders. The thing you hang that is made multi-tiered, made out of shells. I've sold those for 125, 150 bucks. That's the most expensive thing you can find with shells, but people like this weird, whimsical stuff. So, shell art. Nobody's asking for this, but I'm bringing it to you live from my basement. Look at this. I paid $2.50 for this at Highland Thrift in Grantsville, Maryland. $2.50. Wind chimes. Nice vintage wind chimes. This is probably a $30 item. 25 to 30 bucks is what you would, because it's all intact, nothing broken, very good condition. Even the original hanger. Man, that's nice. I paid $2.50. I'll probably sell this for 25, 30 bucks. So yeah, shell art. Here's a shell art Hall of Famer from a previous episode. Look at this guy, $1. I paid $1 for this Christian crossing. He's on a shell, his body's a shell. His arms, his head, he's got an eye on either. I mean, this is bizarre. That's 20 bucks. I paid $1. Now we're getting to our closer, our shell. What could be the closer of this group, which is what I would think is just a bunch of crap. Well, some people look at this as crap, but again, this is art, just like anything else. It's in the eye of the beholder, and this is something that I saw that you could almost say I rescued this, because this was in a thrift store, Christian Crossing in Maryland, and this was $1, and I'll show it to you right now. It is a group of shell characters playing cards. They're all holding cards with googly eyes and cigars in their mouth, and one of them has a card under the table, like he's cheating, you can see. But the chairs are made of shells, the bodies are made of shells, and it's a card game done entirely in shells. Now this one happens to be marked. It says made in the Philippines, and I'm guessing this is 60s or 70s. Hard to say. It's got some age to it, but it's in perfect condition. So I'm gonna, with the exception of each three of these have one eye missing. So I'm gonna replace the googly eyes, and I don't think I could even part with this. I mean, the only reason I'm bringing this episode to you is because I think stuff like this is insane, and the fact that it exists needs to be, people should be talking about why there is a card game made of shells. Again, I mean, all the stuff I paid like 15 bucks for, it's probably worth, you know, no more than $200 total. It's just a weird subset of collecting that I wanted to bring to you around the holidays. So next week we have an amazing giveaway, vintage haul to show you. And please come back and enjoy the show. Again, thanks for watching Mid Mod Money, and remember to always round up.